came, some seeking adventure, some bound in chains, through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained. In homage to those gone before us, the heroes of lands in the sun, we vow to join hands and to focus on building one Caribbean. Raise your voices high, sing of your Caribbean pride, sing it loud and strong, feel our hearts beat as one, celebrating song as we rise to heights where we belong, sound the victory drum for Caracom. Though great and diverse be our ethnicities, the bonds that unite us are stronger than these. We dine, we pray, we love, we dance and we play, we relate to each other, the West Indian way. Today as a people united as one, determined and steadfast we stand.
Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. And as usual, as soon as we start this program, you can immediately pick up the telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak on any issue: politics, religion, socio-economic issues, or any topical issue of the day. We address it. And you too can introduce your own subject matter. So you can give us a call. And the number to call is 442-0175. We're still in the period of Lent. There's a lot to talk about. We have our own situation that is going on in Russia and Ukraine. And knowing the Europeans, as based upon history, they like to fight. One man described it to say, go to a village and two dogs start a fight. And before he could blink his eye, about 20 dogs come out and start a fight too. And there were a number of different fights taking place. World War I started in a similar fashion, and countries joined on. World War II, the United States joined in about 2 years later, after 3 of the commercial ships had been sunk by Germany, and Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. Now this war, I think perhaps the only deterrent that caused it not to be a world war yet is the fact that Russia has nuclear weapons. But when people want to fight and they don't want to make peace, nuclear and no nuclear is not stopping them. So there is a high possibility that this war could escalate and run for a number of years. We in Grenada will be affected by it, as we import quite a lot of what we consume. And in addition to that, Eric Williams say oil don't spoil, but the price could raise at astronomical quantum and contribute to poor countries like ours facing and staring poverty in the face. And that is when you need thinking politicians. That is when you need mature, solid politicians that have a history at dealing with crisis. You don't expect panic. And we also have to inform our people and educate our people. Even we expect the worst, we must not panic. We must prepare to deal with it, because man will survive. Even if they use nuclear weapon and they destroy the world, and there is no clear winner, there will be survivors. And I think Grenada will survive. So we must continue on that trajectory to be positive, to be thinking, and to be making the necessary preparation. It's like Lent. During Lent, we're making preparation. Lent simply means springtime. You know, when outside the conditions is rough, you believe a lot of things wouldn't grow. But when springtime comes, some things you thought was dead, you have new life. And Lent is like a preparation for spring. And we in Grenada too must prepare. Because in the final analysis, irrespective of what we read in the Bible, irrespective of what we hear based upon the geopolitical confusion that is going on, we must practicalize all these things and take Grenada into our situation. How it would affect Grenada and how would we benefit and survive from it. You expect fallouts, you expect hardship, but we in Grenada must always be positive, looking on the bright side of things, and believe that we could survive. And why not? You could give me a call. The number is 442-0175. In Grenada, we have two main political parties. And that has been so for a very long time. We had the GNP and GULP, Grenada United Labour Party. Then we had the revolution. The revolution jailed 3,000 Grenadians. Tillman Thomas and all go in jail. Kenny Lalsin, Kennedy Budlal, these guys didn't go in jail. And the revolution contributed to a similar number of people having to leave this country and go. They was intolerant to opposition. They did not accept different views. They believed they alone were correct, and they knew what it is good for the entire Grenada. The revolution believed that once they had 15% of the population supporting them, they could have controlled the rest. And yes, all they needed was 15% to be in the army and the different mass organization. And they used the inflammatory nature of the gun to hold people into groups and organizations and say they're popular, because nobody could have said different. And then we had a new day. 1983 came with the murder or death or assassination of Maurice Bishop. And we had a new day in Grenada when we had an opportunity to go back to the polls. One man, one vote, and select the government of our choice. Today we have two main political parties, NNP and NDC. The parties are generally the same, but the parties are diametrically different. You know, Grenada sometimes is a paradox to say the same and they're completely different. You see, one party has been winning election. They seem to have a natural inclination, a natural liking for winning. And a party seems to prefer to be in the opposition. But I don't have any issue with that, if that is what the political parties want. But I think the voters in Grenada, the political activists, the politicos, those who like to talk politics, those who are exporting rum shop politics, and those on social media, they turn political guru. I think the question we must ask and discuss, why is it the NNP have the confidence of the people and seems to able to win election, whereas the NDC doesn't seem to have the confidence of the people? What is it these two political parties are doing that make them so different? What is it they're doing? Everybody like to pick up the political colors, the political sword, and they're gone in the arguments. Well, I always believe you must have justification, you must have reasons, and you must advance rationale for what you're doing. So don't tell me you don't like John Galt. You know, some people say, I don't like him. They say, well, why you don't like the man? I don't know, but I just don't like him. A fella tell me the best thing is when a girl don't like you. You say when he go in a function, he does watch around. And he does watch to see the girl who don't like him. And anyone who don't like him, he go into them and start a conversation. He says it's very easy to start a conversation with people who don't like you. Because as soon as you open your mouth, they're ready. They're like a pistol that charge. So this morning, I want you to punch. I want you to tell me why you think the NNP is so successful in convincing people to give them support. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
Mr. Pierre, well, NNP, the difference between NNP and NDC. NNP is a party. They don't franchise anyone. A party that care a lot of people. And when in government, they seek the interests of every Grandian. Because see, one thing we have to understand, election call. When election call and finish, the party that wins, it has to be a government for all. A government for all. And not a government for some people. And when you look at again at the track record, NNP has a track record where they are proven, tested, and tried in difficult times. Where you have Ivan, Emily, you have the period in 2008 at the last side in 2008. And when the people look at Peace Martin, look at the performance of these two parties, they could say, well, I have hope with NDC. I have trust in NDC. I trust with NNP and I have hope with NNP because they see what NNP doing to bring development and improvement in people's lives. And they don't differentiate against nobody. Right? So I want to say that is different. And NNP is a party, a holistic party, a party that seeks for all, a party that seeks especially for the poor people. Right? And if we look in the village, in every country, the majority of the people in any country is the poor class of people. Right? And then this is the people that look at and care for. Because as a government, like it's like a union has its client. But even the workers that the union represents, the government represents them. There is some people who don't work in. The government represents, the government to seek the interests of them. Right? And the government cares about not some young people, it cares about all the young people in Greater Carriacou and Peter Martin. And they want to see them they want to see them go forward, where they go better, they live in country, better they home and build better development and better housing to the family. So that is different between two parties. One care, I don't say the other don't care. But see what happens, one may care about a particular set of people, and one will care more for all the people. So some people care for some, and one care for everybody. Nobody different. So Mr. Pierre, have a blessing. That's my idea.
Well, yes, scholar, thank you very much. And this scholar really did some assessment, and I think I like that. I like people to have reasons. Just don't just watch this guy and say, I don't like this guy. Some people stand up on the block. An individual coming on the road about 6, 7. He half naked. He dress up all. He hair the comb. He have a piece of cane. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good day, sir.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
As you're on that topic there, I have to make a point.
You have something radio or something in the back?
Yeah.
Yes, so you got to cut it off first. Or move away from it.
The difference is the NNP have more love. And whenever you want the NNP go around the NDC, you hear the old NDC, me, I can't trust him. He was a big NNP, who could trust him? But when the NDC come over to the NNP ready to receive them with a right arm, right up man. They don't masking them what it was. There's a big difference, but the NDC people is not as friendly to the winners as how they're telling you, we can't trust you. I can remember in 2008, I'm going on meeting of the government last election. And I listening from him saying, that man, Mr. Shofi, big NMP, so what he come here and do, I'm going on meeting him. Why you here? He's a big NMP, can't say. So they're not welcoming people. But to tell you, there is a big difference. Also, Mr. Pierre, I want to say, I have a song reorganizing right now. I usually sing it. We know, according to the girls, we know what we have. We don't know what to get. So people hold on to NNP are calling on nation to do that because we don't know what we're going to get. But right now, I could tell the people, we know what we're going to get. If we make a mistake, we're going to get selling of assets to pay salaries. We're going to get late salaries. We're going to get changing of the money. We're going to get cutting down a bit. People in the public allowance because they cannot balance what it as well as Dr. Fisher. So you find the last time they put up $50 on the public assistance, and what they do, they have to let go some people because they didn't balance them. So they have a track record. They go attempt to see if they could let people come in and because they want to promise that for political gimmicks, and they might block the public service. We are ready. We can just people start. So I want who are else to hear, let them hear. Who are eyes to see their leadership will determine the result of the next election. I thank you.
All right, thank you, caller. Yes. Well, yes, yes. So you can give us your reasons and your justification why you think we have two main political parties in the country. This is the period for election time. 4 years reach. Once you reach 4 years in Grenada is an election period. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Yes, my brother.
And how are you, sir?
Great.
Right. Mr. Pierre, I think that the main difference is that the NMP, with the NMP and the NDC, that the NDC can together other things. And that has been proven long, even well from the leadership up. If you check on all the person who lead the NDC, they have went out of power unceremonial in a dissatisfaction way. All of them. Let's take Mr. Barfitt. Mr. Barfitt came in and he said he's only there for 1 term. And at the 1 term, he couldn't get things going. When you ask him questions, he used to tell you he was in charge of his cabinet. You had Mr. Brizan came in. Very good man that the people had liked. But he couldn't keep the team together. Mr. Brizan openly said that those boys are not listening. You had Mr. Tillman Thomas come in. And 2 vote of no confidence came on him with his team. He had also locked the parliament because he could not have opened the parliament to form if he had opened the parliament, he would have got a no confidence motion. I didn't get him because if he had opened, he'd have to dissolve the parliament. So he tried to hold on to see what he could have done. That failed. We came back, we had Mr. Nazim Bok. That failed again. I heard members of Mr. Nazim Bok's team say that when they go and hold campaign, people will tell them they like the party, but Mr. Nazim Bok, they can't make it with him. People in his team were saying that was what said. When Mr. Nazim Bok resigned, he said, we cannot continue to do the wrong thing wrong and expect other result. Therefore, we have to change our strategy. That was the words from Mr. Nazim Bok. So it come back to what I said. Then after Mr. Nazim Bok, we had Miss Bonadine. That didn't work. We had Mr. Andal. Still didn't work. While Mr. Andal was preparing to lead the team, they undermined him. You come back now, you had Mr. Postueda. While Mr. Postueda prepared to lead the team, saying he's going to lead the team, they undermine him again with Mr. Deacon. And with Mr. Deacon now, we're hearing that we're seeing and hearing that there's a sort of division within the party. So it's something he's saying that they cannot gel together. But they are very, very good people in the NDC party.
Okay.
And I think their ideology is not far from NMP, but it's only that they cannot gel together. And that is a major problem with the NDC and the NMP.
Okay. Thank you, caller. They are the same, but they're completely different. Yes, give us a shout. You know, I think it's very important for us when we sit down to talk politics, we must respect one another. And we must be able to sit down and discuss the likes, the dislikes, the advantages, the disadvantages, the plus and the negatives of both political parties around the table. And when we finish, we must be able to jump in the same vehicle or go back to the same home and sit down in good grace and peace. So give me a call. The number is 442-0175. Let us hear, why is it that the NNP seems to have the confidence of the people and they are winning the election? The NDC falls short on confidence of the people and it seems to better for the opposition. And there is a fact that the NNP party perhaps is one of the most successful political party in the Commonwealth. They have won the election on 3 occasions and they won all the seats. Mia Motley seems to be studying the reasons and the justification why that is happening in Grenada, and she seems to be learning. Yes, caller, punch.
Yeah, pleasant good afternoon to
Thank you, caller.
Mr. Pierre,
Yeah.
and to your listening audience. I firmly believe that whenever one is vying in the political arena, the first thing that you have to realize, you must have love for people. First and foremost, you have to have love for people. And I saw over the years the abundance of love Kit Mitchell had shown to the Grenadian people. I think it creates a bond between Kit Mitchell and the Grenadian people. The Right Honorable Kit Mitchell remind me, in the days of a little boy growing up, it remind me of Uncle Gary. And the people called him Uncle because he has a very good heart. He had his faults, he had his failure. But I think that Kit Mitchell walked in the very sad footstep of Eric Gary. When you look at the change of life with the people in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Matnick, I think without a shadow of a doubt, and I could make a boast of it, that under the NNP administration, the life of a lot of people has been changed by the love that the Right Honorable Kit Mitchell have for people. And you will agree with me, we are blessed that every major disaster that struck Grenada, we had Dr. Kit Mitchell at the helm. He's a man that can be able to put things together. He can be able to figure it out together. He bring himself right down to the level of a lot of people. And finally, you look at the cabinet ministers, both male and female. And Mr. Pierre, we cannot run. It's a very mature set of people. You look at all the cabinet, the MPs, they are very mature people, both male and female. We also have to look finally at the unity that exists between the new national party. And jump high, jump low, they will be governing that country again. Because I want to advise the Grenadian people, look at what's taking place in different parts of the world all over. Could you imagine changing the NNP and put the NDC in a time that the world is in crisis? You know the problem with the NDC? They want to drive, but they cannot steer. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, scholar, those are good comments, and I think it is very important for us as a people to start to advance facts. You know, as I was saying, you have this gentleman coming on the road with full speed, man on the block, and you watch this big, tall man, about 6'7", young boy coming on the road. And some people say, Lord have mercy, watch another madman, a vagrant. And another person say, this guy could be a great basketball player if only we could get him to settle down and train. You see, the same situation, the same individual, but you have total two different perspectives. We must be able as a people. We can't be bitter. We can't be angry. We're not supposed to be preaching hate and encouraging violence on radio. Let us encourage our people to discuss issues. We have two main political parties, and politics in Grenada or the region of the Caribbean is very polarizing. So let's sit down and determine what is it that and why the NNP seems to have the confidence of the people. Why? What is it the NDC is doing that causes people not to give them the kind of support that they have given NNP? And it is a fact that Dr. Keith Mitchell now is respected as one of the most successful political persons in the Commonwealth. The NNP is one of the most successful political party in the Commonwealth. When political history is written, you must, in the Caribbean, you must speak about Dr. Keith Mitchell and that political party. Give me a call. The number to call is 442-0175. Let's speak politics. This is real politics. This is politics when we're looking back, why we support a political party, what causes, what magnet that pulls us to a certain political party, and why. We need to know. We need to know why. One individual said is love. One individual speak about bonding. They speak about holistic approach, inclusiveness, the attitude to the poor, the marginalized, the vulnerable in society. That is one view of it. That is why some people believe that they gravitate to the NNP more than the NDC. Let me hear what you have to say. And somebody from the NDC, pick up the telephone and call me too. You must call me too. This exchange is for everybody. Call me and tell me why you believe the NDC has not been doing that well. You who support the NDC must know. You must know why your political party is not performing as good as you expect them to do. Pick up the telephone and give me a call. This must be a political process where we sit down and hold discussion around the table. It mustn't be that we're fighting one another. We must not be preaching hate. We must not be preaching bitterness and anger. We must sit down and discuss the politics. And when we finish, we could go and drink juice. We could suck ice cream. We could go and drink rum. You know, a Moscow rum. Eventually, we could go and drink rum. And we could do it healthily. We could sit down with our family members and discuss the politics without having bitterness in the home. There is definitely too much bitterness in our Caribbean politics. And in Grenada, we have too much of bitterness. We have personalities who I believe preaching hate. We have personalities who I believe preaching bitterness and sowing the seed of fracture. And I believe if we hold discussion and exchange ideas, advance the reason, the rationale, the justification why I support political party NNP, why do I support political party NDC? Pick up the telephone and give me a call. The number to call is 442-0175, and I would like to hear some NDC. Pick up the telephone and call me. This is a medium where we encourage conversation. We believe we could solve all the problems that we have in our country collectively. I may not have the answers. I may not have no answer at all. Maybe I could just facilitate the process. But when we come together, we must be able to come up with answers to address the challenges that face us. We have two political parties in front of us vying for confidence. They want us to go and vote for them. So give me a call and tell me why is it the NNP seems to be winning, not seems, they have won the 3 elections and won all the seats. This is not an easy flogging. This is devastating. So why is it the NNPs have the confidence of the people of Grenada? Why is it the NDC? Do we have a call on the line? Caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. Punch.
Me again, let me punch quick.
Go right ahead.
I am going to say right now, the amount of projects I see in the pipeline for this country, even this time, Montreal will be getting its fair share. Montreal, nowadays, you might want somebody to pick together, you hardly could get somebody. We have 2 bridges, one start, the other one going to start soon, when the first, 2 main bridges, plus other construction of small byroads and so. I am saying the performance of this government is unmatchable. I am not telling the opposition to give up, but it's not an easy task because we are going to give Montreal its fair share in this time. They didn't get it in 2018. But I could guarantee, I could tell the people of Montreal and St. Patrick West, this time around, they will be getting their fair share. And I could imagine the other areas.
Which politician?
So I want to have confidence. This is a working government. This is a caring government. So I have no question in my mind that the new National Party will continue to govern this country. I was worried when we lose our visionary Sir Eric Matugeri, where we would have get one. But God sent us one. God sent us one. Immediately when he won the election, he came to the people of Montreal and he said, although the little piece of land Gary give you all, try and pay all you could. Small it is to get papers so you have to go to the bank. Michael Baptist led a meeting in Snare, I could never forget, and tell the people of Montreal, don't pay the late Sir Eric, give all of that. Joshua Wood and the ex-prime minister was there in the meeting and listening such a nonsense. When I know the estate owners said to me they was well paid for the land by Sir Eric in 1971, they was well paid for the land from the consolidated fund. Members of the NDC tell them, don't pay, that's all you give for voting Sir Eric for so long, he give all your piece of land. And some people remain today without a title and they cannot go to the bank. It's very, very unfortunate. But as long as the new National Party, they will extend some little credit payments for them and they will allow them to pay by installment.
Gentlemen,
gentlemen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I heard my brother using fair share a lot. I wanted to ask him the first politician that started using that phrase in politics. I've never heard that phrase before when Caribbean politics. Any politician, not even a prime minister, saying, I've gotten my fair share. But Nimrod from Carriacou is the first time I've heard a politician say, I have gotten my fair share. You see, I just ask for more. Because many people tell me to ask, I have to ask. But I've gotten my fair share. That is the first time that has been used in terms of this party politics in the Caribbean is from Nimrod from Carriacou. And Nimrod had a philosophy, kakabawi for kakabawi. Nothing is wrong with that. But sometimes I am worried that the representatives from Carriacou must understand that Carriacou is a parish. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my caller, welcome.
Yeah, one. Yes, Carriacou is definitely a district
Okay.
in the construct of our politics in Grenada. However, when you analyze the fundamental principle of the two main political parties in Grenada, you are going to definitely see that they are separated. Now, Grenada is not racially divided, but Grenada is divided from a social class construct. Therefore, the new National Party has forged ahead in a sort of a different direction to the Grenada United Labour Party, in that Dr. Mitchell was able to unify in a greater proportion those at the upper echelon of the society than Sir Eric Matthew Gary. And so Dr. Mitchell was able to combine the policies of Sir Eric Matthew Gary GOLP and to lay a sort of a foundation whereby every Grenadian, regardless of their social and economic status, could find their own niche under a new National Party administration. The NDC, to me, does not understand how to relate to that grouping which we refer to as the vulnerable, the oppressed, and the less fortunate. That group of people, under a Grenada United Labour Party government, or even before, when Sir Eric returned to Grenada in 1949 and started the Grenada Manual and Mental Workers Union, he targeted a group that was the most oppressed. They called them scavengers. They called them laborers. They called them travel workers. A group that was unrepresented. However, that group was in the majority of the population. And so the 4% privileged people in Grenada, who was the legislators and the estate owners, and they were everything, that Sir Eric was able to break that bond through the union. And you have to look at how Sir Eric Matthew Gary, from President of the Union to Prime Minister of Grenada, transformed that society. And the new National Party leadership of Dr. Kit Mitchell understand that you must cater for people of all walks of life. And so when you look at the number of safety nets and the programs of this administration, where it is all inclusive, as I would say, is the major factor that this new National Party has been able to defeat the opponent whenever the poll is called. And I have no doubt about it. I mean, you look at after Sir Eric won his case when under the National Democratic Congress, when Sir Nicholas Bradford was Prime Minister, and he said he rather to go to prison than to give Sir Eric 1 black cent in compensation for his property. In 1996, when Dr. Mitchell was Prime Minister from 1995 on the first independence of 1996, because he got into office in 95, June, he invited Sir Eric to the independence celebration, named him as Father of Independence, gave him his compensation on a monthly basis, and a new car. Garriers are people who are very grateful, and therefore that bond between the new National Party and members of the GOLP is a very, very hard one to break. And as long as they have that kind of combination, and the new National Party continue with the safety net, the programs, and so forth, that to me is the basis of winning the election. Construction and building roads and bridges and things will always be there. But that that bond, when you invite yourself to the feelings of the people, to me, that is a hallmark of the victory of the New National Party. I thank you, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother. Thank you very much for that. We have to sit down and discuss this politics. We cannot be pelting phrases, words, hate words against one another. We have to sit down and understand why is it people support a political party and why they support another one. A friend of mine from St. Lucia, he gave me about 20 things that John Compton did. When you listen to him, you think that man would love Compton. He said, but I would not vote for Compton, John Compton, because he did not fix the Banana Road in Dennery. He said it doesn't matter what he do in St. Lucia. What important to me is the road in Dennery. One woman say in the community, she from Ticolo, she said only 2 people she see that she could vote for in Grenada. Everybody shocked the names of the 2 people she called. John Galt was one of them. Well, why you will vote for them? She says the only 2 people that I have respect for. Everybody bawling, Tilaita, Tilaita, Tilaita. But she said these 2 young men does say Miss Tilaita. She said it does make her look as if she's a person. She does feel good when they call her. So if they're running for election, she go vote for them. One individual from Kumande, he said he never lose a vote yet. He always vote for who going to win. Sometimes he make up his mind on the last minute. So he goes around in the community, listen to people, and he want to get a feeling which candidate going to win. Because he don't want to lose. He voting for who going to win. This is why political parties does give the impression they're going to win. They know these things exist, This is why a guy want to tell you, I'm going to win the election. Kennedy Boudreaux say, this man have too mad. All how he do the maths, he realized the man going to lose, but the man cannot say he's going to lose. Unless he is the black sheep. Black sheep say, go back and vote for your party. I am running an election just to make a point. I would not win. So give us a call. Give us a call and let's discuss this politics. Call me and tell me why you think NNP have the confidence of the people and they continue to win election, whereas NDC seems to not have the confidence and they have been forming the opposition. Give me a call and we could discuss it on both sides. We have to prepare to sit down and discuss issues. We don't have to fight. The callers say both parties are good people. We don't have to cuss one another. We don't have to tear down people. We don't have to encourage people to burn gifts people give to give Grenada. No. We have 2 main political parties. We have to see which party is more advantageous benefit, which can provide more benefit, which can help the country more, and which have the confidence of the people. The principle is 1 man, 1 vote. The vote of the vagrant is just as important as the vote of the lawyer. If you have any doubt, ask Winston White. Winston White lost election by 1 vote. His friends went and fished. They say they will have time to come back to vote. Some of the members of his close friends, they was not able to make up their mind if their religion would permit them to vote. So I understand they got sent to ask the pastor. We didn't have telephone those days to call readily. So by the time the pastor tell them, yes, go and vote, the time for election passed. You could know what was the experience of the people in Redmond. 1 vote. 1 man, 1 vote. We have to learn to respect the voters. When the majority of people select a political party, we cannot be disrespecting the people who put the political party to govern their country. You have to respect them. We can't say they're stupid, they don't have sense, They're needy and greedy. They go to school in August. No. We have one man, one vote. And I believe if we discuss the politics, we advance justification. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my sister, welcome.
You must know that, some of your ardent followers are looking for you, man. Tell us where you are now. We are to search and find you. I trust you'd have had a blessed weekend. I just want to express condolences to the family who would have lost loved ones over the weekend. And there was a tragic incident in Grenville where a young man lost his life. I believe there is a need for us as parents and as women to spend quality time with our children. Sometimes they may stray a bit, but it doesn't hurt if we talk to them, if we be their friend, if we be out there with them, and help to curb incidents like this. Because at the end of the day, it comes right back to us. One have to go to the funeral agency, one have to go to the courthouse. And it costs. It costs. It's very expensive to bury it. It's very expensive to get a lawyer. So we can work with those around us and, be their friend and talk to them, pray for them. And on this note, tomorrow is International Women Day. I just want to say big up to all of the women of Grenada, those who work hard, continue to work hard. Take a bow. And to our heroes, you have done us well. We are indeed proud of you. And we say thank you. God bless you. Have a good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, scholar, thank you very much. I think our program is on CRFM, on Boss FM, on Real FM, and on Facebook. We had to make a little switch. We had some challenges with on Star FM. We hope that our program will come back on Star FM. But perhaps my skills on the internet is not so up to mark as it should. We're working on it, trying to get there, looking for the younger ones to help us. I always encourage the older ones in our family, our country, and in your family to forge relationship with the younger children. They deal with the gadgets, the technology, the internet every day. Sit down, call them, and have a discussion with them to help the older ones to come up to speed. Give us a call. The number to call is 442-0175. And you could introduce and change the topic, but we're on NNP and NDC. We like to talk politics. We want to argue the politics. We must be prepared to advance reasons. When you go to somebody and you're selling your political party to them, what are some of the things you're going to tell them that your party is doing? How do you convince me to support NNP or NDC? Pick up the telephone and give us a call. We cannot be going around and angry. Some people so angry, they will not even speak to you. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre, how you do?
Great, man.
I heard somebody speak a while ago, I think I know advice. That person remind me of Eric Matthew Gary, man.
Maybe I old Gary Wright.
A stone Gary Wright, man.
Yeah.
No, my little 2 pence on that is that I will support a party because they can create the environment for employment. When you look at the major things that happen in this country and you fight back, for instance, we had Ivan, Emily, and all these things, and we have, and plus that the COVID, and you're able to fight back. That is what people look for. That's what people look for. I admit that we need some education so we can utilize what we have, the river, the lakes, what the tourists come in and look for in Grenada. A little bamboo hut where they could spend some time. We could make sure that they come here and keep their money here. The Carib Stone in Montreach, the slave pen. We need people, young people, to come up with those kind of ideas. I remember the place in Montreach we used to call Nigger Yard. That's where they used to keep the slave. And Sir Eric Gary came there one time and he said, you know what? Change that name immediately. And they changed it from Nigger Yard to the Pong Yard. I remember one time a fellow went to Uncle Gary and he said to him, Uncle Gary, the children in Montreal curse a lot of bad words. He said, if the child could remember a bad word, he can remember a good word. Is there any school around? And there was a little straw school. And that was the start of that little school. They went early and ended up back in Montreal where you have a top-of-the-line school. And Montreal people should be grateful for that, you know. I remember the land. So people should have paid the land. As the caller said before, this land was only cost $6,000. They paid $50 down. And who paid? And able to get there, I paid or able to get security in the bank for over $150,000 for that same piece of land. You know, so people should use that and use that opportunity and get young guys, get yourself grip together, get yourself united and see what they could make. Look at Baltazar Reedy River tubing. Look at man doing what they call on the bamboo raft. People from all over the world. You think it's any big thing? They just come and they just sit on the bamboo and take pictures in the water. That is it. They have that place for me to use, utilize that. You know, we have enough lands to work. Enough lands. We need workers. You know, and I believe that we have skill center in Montreal and other places, the community center. I cannot stand to see that, you know, we're bringing down cotton from all these places and then, you know, we should be able to show that down here. Tell them, you tell them, get out. And all the politicians, whether it's NDC or NDC, they shouldn't just, NNP or NDC, don't come out and correct something. I mean, you discard something that is good. A man come with a project and it's good, say, yes, it's good. We go work together with that. If they have to vote for you, they will vote for you. Even though you support. You can't say, oh, look, because I'm in opposition too long, so I will oppose everything. Everything I'm going to oppose. You know, I don't think that is correct.
Okay.
I don't think it's a correct thing for us to do. You know, you look at England now, you know, everybody's one thing in common. The war in Ukraine. You know, in Grenada, anything that a man do good is opposed. I remember, so Gary going to clean the lake. A man died. They say he sell the man in the lake. You know, independence, they say no independence. They demonstrate against independence today. They independence more than you. Everything that is done. The school of medicine, when he came to Grenada, opposition again. Oh, they want to come and experiment on dead people. Look at it today. Asking Grenada to get up and start to think. Whoever a good idea comes from, let's develop it.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to get the vote. If you say what Dr. Kidd did is right, it is right. A man go vote, say, I'm not going to vote for him because he said this, so I'm the opposition. Stop opposing everything. You know? So that's my contribution, man. I think it's a good topic. I always like to hear you on the air, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller.
Good.
And we have our last caller. We'll take our last caller if you come quick. And the idea is we have to continue to do better. We have to stop preach hate. I listen to the radio stations and radio personalities, and I believe they are contributing to the violence in this country. They're preaching hate on the radio, fracturing our people. Encourage our people to discuss the issue. Advance, put arguments why you believe the NNP have the confidence of the people. What you think the NDC should do to have the confidence of the people. Why am I supporting NNP? Why am I supporting NDC? Which one I think it is better for society? Let us sit down and discuss the issue. We cannot continue to preach hate. We see what happened in Rwanda. You see what is going on in Russia and Ukraine. We have experience with what happened in Grenada in 1974 and 1983. We have over 30 radio stations in Grenada, and we have the opportunity to express ourselves. Let us use the medium provided in a positive way. Now is the Lenten season. There is absolutely no need to preach hate in Grenada. We need the older ones. We need the younger ones. I heard some people saying who they want to send in Barbados when they win. We cannot do that. Don't encourage violence of any form. As a radio personality, as a political activist, as a politico, let us sit down and encourage our people to look deep and find out which of the political parties seems to have the confidence of the people. A number of points raised here today. People talk about inclusiveness. They talk about the socio-economic situation. They talk about love. They talk about unity. They talk about bonding. These are some of the things that make people like a magnet. They're attracted to a group, a political party. They want to feel comfortable. They don't want people casting aspersion and trying to shame them, belittle them, eat a food, greedy, needy and greedy. They really don't want that. It's like a family. They want you to be part of the family. They want to know that you seek their interests. We back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1 when for another program on target. And we encourage you to call us. You could speak on any issue. But from time to time, tell us what you think the NNP is doing that contributes to the support they have in the country. What NDC should be doing if they want to make a greater impact. Thank you very much.
Through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained. In homage to those gone before us, the heroes of lands in the sun, we vow to join hands and to focus on building one Caribbean. Raise your voices high, sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong, feel our hearts beat as one. Celebrate in song as we rise to heights where we belong. Sound the victory drum for Caracom. Though great and diverse be our ethnicity,